Hi everyone, I hope you're well. Thanks for clicking on the video. I just got done watching episode 5 of Cyberpunk Edgerunners and I continue to be impressed, right? Like each episode has just blown my mind. This is by far the best anime I've seen so far this year, probably in the last few years. Like the story they've pieced together, the guys over at CD Projekt Red and Trigger should be so proud of their work. Like this show is absolutely amazing. It seems as though the death in the last episode of Rebecca's older brother is legitimate. I was speculating last episode that maybe his death wouldn't be real. I noticed a chip had fell on the floor after he died and I thought maybe they could re-download his consciousness like they did towards the end of the video game. Turns out, at least as of now, that that's not the case. Maine was trying to convince David at the beginning of the episode to take his implants, his golden hands, but David wasn't too keen. We don't see Rebecca at all this episode, right? I'm guessing it's because she's in mourning, but it turns out she's a lot of people's favourite character. Like, I'm looking on Twitter, and it seems she's going over really well with the fans, so I'm sure she'll be missed in this episode. But nonetheless, episode 5 was a success in my opinion. I really enjoyed it. David gets kidnapped by this guy, right? It was like a job gone wrong kind of thing, so David has to be saved by the rest of the Edgerunners. But it's in that time that they seem to set up the inevitable death of David, right? They said that the implant David has in at the moment is essentially a ticking time bomb. Like he's either going to die or turn cyber psycho, and it is basically inevitable. So it seems we're being set up for a heartbreaking season finale, unfortunately, right? Everything I've been saying about I hope these guys don't tarnish Lucy's and David's relationship. I hope they keep these guys together because of, you know, their synergy, the chemistry they have, all of that. It seems as though their master plan is to just build on this relationship, make us love them both so much, and then at the last second, David's gonna die, right? And we're all gonna be in balls of tears. So that's another prediction for the show, right? At the end of this season, remember, if I'm right, remember, I called it. Something that continues to impress me throughout all of these episodes, obviously, is the art style, right? Like, look at all of these colors in these scenes. It's absolutely beautiful, but also like super unique. Like, I'm not sure how many other animes I've seen that are like this. I've not seen a style like this before. It's super unique and I'm really enjoying it. It feels so right, even in these intimate close-up death scenes, right? When like I might be worried that in an anime you can't quite portray that emotion quite enough to get the horror instilled into the people watching it, but they managed to do it so well. I really have like no room for complaints. It's just fantastic. The soundtrack is also fantastic and very true to the video games, especially in the action scenes, right? There's even a song that's, I think it's been reoccurring in a few episodes. It's like a more of a calm, slow-paced song, but it's so beautiful. But all these songs all feel like they fit in the world of Cyberpunk. It doesn't feel out of place. It feels, again, just like the animation, it feels right. So to give my overall review of the episode, it's another hit, right? It's definitely another 5 out of 5 episode in my opinion. If I had to tier it amongst the other episodes, I wouldn't say it's in my top 3. So that's not at all, I'm not throwing shade at all because every episode has been so fantastic. I just think there was a lot of action, but the story didn't feel like it moved along as much as it did in the other episodes. Regardless though, I still enjoyed this episode a lot. We didn't spend as much time as we did in the other episodes building on these characters' relationships and really taking a dive into who they are. But maybe, you know, they've done that 4 episodes prior to this. Maybe they feel like they've done that enough now and it's time to really get into the nitty and gritty of these like mercenaries and what they get up to. We did get the news for David that, you know, it seems as though his death is inevitable now, right? So I wonder how that changes his mindset and his story arc, right? They've done such a good job so far of developing these characters. I feel like this is definitely going to alter the way David behaves and it maybe change his character a little bit and the dynamics he has with some of these other characters. But time will tell, right? We'll have to see. Just while this scene is on the screen, it would be criminal not to talk about it. They love to just whip out surprise deaths in this show, and I'm really 100% on board with it. It's the same reason I love all the other big shows on HBO, right? Like Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. I know that's not on HBO, but they're not afraid to kill off a character completely out of the blue. And like I said, I really appreciate that in my show. I don't want to feel too comfortable with my cast of characters, even though a lot of them, I hope they don't die. But if they have the balls to kill them off, I appreciate that. It takes a lot of balls to kill off these characters. Lucky in the world of Night City, there's so many individuals to introduce to the show if you wanted to. You're not short of amazing characters, thankfully. But nonetheless, it still takes a backbone to just kill off these characters and be certain that, you know what? We've got what we wanted from this guy, we've got what we wanted from this lady, let's kill him off. And let's kill him off in a badass way. That death scene was brutal, super creepy. The way he laughs when he dies. Like, what the hell was that about, right? Like, that got a verbal reaction out of me when I saw that scene. If you enjoyed the video guys, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more Cyberpunk Edgerunners content. Like I've said in the previous videos, I am reviewing the entire first season. We're halfway through, 5 more episodes to go. I'm absolutely loving what I'm seeing so far. If you have any thoughts on the show too, please leave a comment down below. I'd love to get back to you when I get the time. And that brings this video to an end. Thanks guys.